What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 90s First Podcasting Network. My name is Mike, and alongside my co-host Joe, we take a look at some 90s content that we just can't stop watching. Join us on our flagship show, the 90s First Show. We look at some 90s content that Joe and I are watching, as well as some current stuff, and we end it with a 90s trivia contest. Or join us on Test Your Might, a video game debate show where we battle it out on the current news. Joe hosts as our good buddy Cicero and I try to get the high ground and go 1000 IQ against each other. If you would like to connect with us, we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the 90s First. And finally, if you would like to support us monetarily, we have a Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/the 90s First to show general support for as little as $1 a month. So whether you're listening to the 90s First show or Test Your Might, Joe and I would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We hope that you have a blessed day.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a while since I've been here, and I am stoked to be back. Last time I was on was the E3, and you guys replaced me. But I'm back, so don't worry.
You were at work.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess life, gets in the way sometimes. What's everyone? So, listening out there, how you doing? If you're watching us on YouTube, how you doing? Welcome to Test Your Might, our weekly video game debate podcast, where Mike and Cicero, or guests, duke it out to see who comes out on top. I am Jelly. We've got Mike here, and we've got Cicero. It's the OG cast. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Doing very well. Now that we're all here, let me say belated happy Father's Day to both of you. Say hi to your fathers for me. Thank you.
Say hi to your father for me.
Yeah.
I did take, Cicero's advice and said hi to my mother.
Yes.
But father,
nice.
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Well, see, Father's
Different
Day.
father.
Yeah.
Yes, I do appreciate it. For those listening, it's good. You missed it. You gotta go watch on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. If you are listening or watching, hey, think about leaving us a review over on Apple Podcasts, or if you like what we're doing here and you're watching on YouTube, click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and we're gonna keep making it regardless of if you do that or not. But if you do that, YouTube likes us better, so do it anyways.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's lead right in. Question of the day: favorite game from a genre, and our genre is turn-based strategy games. Cicero, you first. What is your favorite turn-based strategy game?
You know what? This is the coolest. It really is. It's got to be XCOM. XCOM. Enemy Within, or any of the
XCOM 2.
No, I'm gonna go with XCOM Enemy Within, not the original, but the original, the kind of like it was almost like the a reboot of the series Enemy Within.
On console and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I really love the permadeath. I love the strategy in the game. I love the level of immersion that you can set by making your characters, people that yourself, something that connects with you.
I feel like we talked about this recently, and isn't it kind of sad when you do that, because then you lose like your friends and family, and they're dead forever.
That's what makes it awesome. Like creating a space where you kind of chronicle that stuff in a written form. So you chronicle the missions and you talk about the things that happen. You can create a full-on novelization based on the things that transpire in the game in XCOM. You can then publish your game.
Yeah.
Man, that seems intense to choose people that you know. Mike, what is your favorite turn-based strategy game?
So this might be an odd choice, because there's definitely, giants in this field. Cicero even mentioned one, XCOM. But I'm gonna go with Into the Breach. Into the Breach is it's kind of like a pixelated turn-based strategy game, and what's really cool is it's you kind of got lit like this, like maybe like 15 or 20 by 20 grid or whatever, and you are mechs. You know, to put it bluntly, you are mechs, and you are fighting, you know, kaiju basically. So like imagine that, but it's not really kaiju. They're a different species, but regardless, you have the ability to customize each of your mechs with different weapons that have different abilities that can change the gameplay throughout. But what really separates this part from the others is it's also a roguelike. So basically, if you lose, you start at the beginning, and you get one like power up to bring with you or something like that. You get one character to bring with you. It is also permadeath as well for some of your characters. So yeah, it's just super fun. I play it on my Switch. Into the Breach. Check it out.
All right. I like Final Fantasy. That's mine. I'm cheating and all-encompassing that, so I'm not going to choose one. Sorry, guys.
Oh, wait a minute.
I love Final Fantasy.
Not tactics? You're not talking about tactics. You're talking about the RPG.
Yes. Does it still count as turn-based since you take turns?
I mean, it's a turn-based RPG.
Well, ballistics. Tactics is not my favorite.
Well, I mean, I'd count it. I think like Pokemon is a turn-based game, you know, basically.
Yeah, it's a turn-based. Is it a turn-based? I mean, yes, I guess you use a strategy. Sure. Yeah. All right, fine. And I guess the lesson.
We're talking about an Apex guy here,
right.
So we're for jelly's sake.
This is true.
But also for the sake of the people that are arguing for me and with me on the internet, I think it is a good lesson that we can have to say that things are not just one thing. So even though lots of people will think of Final Fantasies as RPGs, they are also turn-based, and you also have to use strategy when you're fighting in those turns. Therefore, it is a turn-based strategy. Things can be more than one thing.
It's all a Venn diagram.
I need to remember that. You need to remember that. We all need to remember that.
Sometimes in that Venn diagram, you have certain things that are just one thing, but a lot of overlap.
That is correct.
And then circles.
So somebody's been going down the rabbit hole of Game Pass arguments on Twitter.
What? Getting called out over there, Cicero. That's what I'm hearing. All right. What have you been playing? Mike, I'm going to start with you, and then Cicero will roll over, and everyone knows that I've been playing, so we could probably skip me. I'm going to say it anyways. But
No, we will not skip you, sir.
Mike, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Apex. Reason being is because I picked it back up because they are on Tuesday, as of this recording on Sunday, Tuesday the 29th, they are bringing back the original Kings Canyon map. So from day one, they're bringing back that map, and then they're also bringing the day one World's Edge map back as well.
It's going to be so sick.
Yeah, I've been playing a little Apex just to kind of get in the flow of it because I do want to revisit those maps, even though I know I'm going to get third-partied out of my mind on the smaller Kings Canyon.
Heck yeah.
It's going to be a fun, jolly good old time. But other than that, I've been playing Mass Effect 2. Listeners, you know that I've beaten the first Mass Effect, and you know, I didn't read a review or anything like that, but to me, it is one of my favorite sci-fi epics of all time, any medium. And
you did write a review.
I didn't write a review of the
not specifically of
game.
Mass Effect 1, but hey, if you're looking for a review on Mass Effect as a whole, years later after the original release on our Patreon right now, you can go for free and check it out. Mike wrote a great review of Mass Effect and playing it all these years later with the upgrades and updates. Check it out. Mike, back to you.
All right. Sounds good.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Anyway, so I'm starting Mass Effect 2, and if you've played Mass Effect 2, I'm going to save it because Jelly is definitely going to play it because he purchased it. Mass Effect 2 starts off with this huge whoa. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, yo, Where is everybody? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, trying to find everybody. And yeah, back to you, Jelly.
Well, before we go to Cicero and what he's been playing, because we want to talk about it just a little bit, I have been playing Apex, and that's pretty much it. I'm trying to get up to Diamond and the ranked, and I think I just hit. Did I hit? Shoot. I think I'm in Plat now. Can't remember. But working my way towards Diamond, and then I'm really looking forward to the next event where they're, like Mike said, releasing Day 1 Kings and Day 1 World's Edge. On to Cicero. Cicero, what have you been playing?
Actually, I've been playing a lot. So I was playing a little bit of Sea of Thieves.
That's what I heard.
The new content.
Yeah, I saw that you were playing it, so I was like, we're going to switch the outline because we're just going to talk about it now.
Right. So yeah, I was playing some of the new content with some friends, and boy, this was my first time playing Sea of Thieves on the Series X. My first time, I think, playing Sea of Thieves in 4K. And it looks pretty. It really does. They did it. And
they done did
that.
it.
Yeah, that part is awesome. But you know what's even better than that is the story. Like,
I heard
you wind up going out and you're doing the missions and the I think it was called A Tall Tale. So it's very kitschy. I really enjoyed it. I had a blast with my friends. There were times where it got like frustratingly difficult. There were challenging puzzles. It's well worth it. And and the fact now, of course, obviously it's a Game Pass game, but also because of cloud integration, this is a perfect one of those games that you can just plop on a browser or play on a phone or do something in a more non-traditional way and still have a very traditional experience with it.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed my time in Sea of Thieves, and I'll probably be revisiting it.
Nice.
It was that much fun.
Okay.
Also, another newer release onto Game Pass, and guys may know that I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, which takes place in Icewind Dale, in the 10 towns of Icewind which is one of the campaigns that I'm currently playing with some friends. Actually, when I'm DMing,
nice.
DMing with some friends, but it's been awesome. It's a little rough around the edges, but not terrible, not unplayable. And it is a third-person Diablo, right? Like,
oh, fun.
Made by made by the guys who make Dungeons and Dragons. So there's only 4 characters now at present. Also, and only, I think they occupy 3 classes. They think there's 2 fighters.
Okay.
So there's not a big variety when it comes to that stuff. But we're still very early in. Mm-hmm. It's still a lot of fun to play. The way that they've set everything up is really cool. Really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. Not drop in, drop out, but like drop in teams of up to 4 players, and you play the mission, and then you finish, and you get your rewards, and then you go about your business.
Cool. All right.
And then I think, the rest of the stuff has been standard FIFA, a lot of sports games, and I'm trying to think. Oh, I played a little MechWarrior 5, also a.
Did you play that on your PC or console?
Also like Dungeons and Dragons, it is cross-play. It's definitely cross-progression. I believe it's also cross-play. So you can play with people on other platforms, and you can play on other platforms. I was playing MechWarrior 5 on my PC, but I also have it downloaded on my Xbox. I have not played it on my Xbox yet.
That's pretty awesome. I love that that's a thing now. Like, they're trying to make everything cross-play, cross-progression. Could you imagine, like, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, thinking that we could play all these games across whatever platform we wanted to and keep the same stuff? That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blown.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, it was a thing that we always hoped for, right?
You dreamed about it.
Yeah, and
really
I always thought, right, I always thought it would never happen because the companies, if you're really that invested, then you'd have to buy 2 versions of the game. Mm-hmm. And the company will gladly take your money twice for the same thing.
I know a guy who's done that before.
Yeah. And so, like, why are they incentivized to stop you from doing that? But it's because they've created this subscription service and they see the value in that, and you have you on the hook for longer.
Oh, so there's value in Game Pass?
It's made all the differences. Oh yeah, you heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, this is why you tune in every week.
Bust
is because we have the news. It's here.
That's
breaking
a perfect
news.
segue.
Right.
Perfect segue into the news, boys. Hey, look at that.
Hey, we do this.
Today we're talking about game. No, I'm just kidding. Halo Infinite devs have committed. The Halo Infinite devs have said holiday 2021. So we can expect Infinite this year. Now, this is coming from Phil Spencer, so that should mean something. Kind of a big deal over there at Microsoft. What do you guys think? Do you think for sure we're getting it? Do you think that he's a man of his word and he said it and it's happening? Do you think this is reasonable? Feasible?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh.
So,
all right.
So in the article that this was kind of brought out, and Phil Spencer said that they've narrowed it down to kind of like 3 weeks or whatever. And to be honest, I think they're waiting to announce the release date because they want to know when Call of Duty comes out. They want to know when the big hitter is going to come out. They already know Battlefield 2042. They already know that date. I believe it's October 12th. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
2042. Yeah. Sure.
But once they know, I think once they know when Call of Duty is coming out specifically, then I think they'll narrow down a date and get it out. So, I am so excited for Infinite. Another shameless plug. I will have an article.
October 22nd for Battlefield.
22nd. Okay, thank you for correcting me. I will have an article on Halo Infinite coming out this Tuesday as well on our Patreon. Right. So go check that out. How their battle pass is amazing. So talked about that.
We can probably expect that Call of Duty will come out in November, right? Isn't it always a November drop? I feel like it's always been a November drop.
It's usually the first or second.
So Black Ops 4 was actually a late October drop.
Oh, weird.
So they fluctuate from like the last week of October to like the first couple of weeks in November. That's really their date.
Yeah.
But
so I'm used to
I'm totally okay with this coming out in December because
early
like
December?
Consider this, Cicero, like and Jelly, like I also don't think they want Halo Infinite stepping on the toes of Forza Horizon 5 either, which does have a concrete date in November 9th. So I don't know your guys' opinion on that, but yeah, it's coming this holiday. Get ready to play some free Halo. Oh, I'm so
really excited for free Halo. Not even gonna lie, I'll be on that multiplayer. Even though I'm an Apex guy, I will definitely be found in the Infinite lobbies.
Halo multiplayer for sure.
And it looks like the multiplayer has a Reach. They're focusing on Reach theme, which is gonna be cool.
For the first battle pass. Yep.
Yeah. Which is exciting.
Yeah, so it's interesting some of the things that you had to say about that, Mike. I don't think they're as worried. I don't think they want to release on the same day or potentially the same week as Forza Horizon, right? They want to give them a little bit of space.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're that concerned with that release, right? Because they're disparate genres in terms of
I hear you.
my shares in games, but they're still playing in the same pond, or at least in the same lake.
Definitely in the same sea.
I do think that your Call of Duty observation is pretty spot on. The thing that I wonder about is, why was the statement made? Was someone asking the question, or was he volunteering the information? And knowing that answer will help me determine whether or not I should be worried.
So, from what I can tell, the discourse was that how does Starfield have a locked-in date for 2022, but you can't give us a date for Halo?
Sure.
Which is supposed to be this holiday. I think that was the context of a lot of internet discourse, at least.
Okay.
After the showcase.
Because 2022 can always be pushed around a little bit, even if you have a set date.
And to be honest, in my mind, I will push it
back a few weeks.
Bethesda likes 11/11. Like, they just like that date. So bugs and all, I honestly do think Starfield will come 11/11/22.
Yeah.
I mean, bugs and all, whatever it does.
Right. Yes. It's coming out that date because 11/11/11 was Skyrim.
Yeah.
11/11/22 is 11 plus 11, which equals 22. So
some might say that's a bit of a stellar date.
Yes.
All you dads out there listening.
Yes. It's like, I love these guys. I'll
see you guys later.
Right. I can see that. Like, I can see having to answer that question, and because that's the context under which the question was asked or answered, I'm not worried. Like, they have to be committed to making this date, right? Because it was supposed to launch with the console, which that was a big deal, but in hindsight wasn't that big of a deal because 2 months after 4 months after the console released, we had this event, or actually released during the middle of this event that kind of disrupted everything. So there's no
absolutely.
Right. So, like, the fact that game is not out wasn't that big of a deal because no one has a damn console.
Yeah.
Right. And
it's hard to get, for sure.
Like, but they can't tease it and miss it again, because the perception, whether real or not, the actual perception about Halo right now is, it's got to be great. It's got to be fantastic in order for people to have confidence in it. I'll pose this question though. Do you think there is a world in which the multiplayer is released before Infinite, or
I think so,
or vice versa?
I think so. I think if the multiplayer is done and good and ready to go, that they will release it and then build up that fire, that intensity for the release of Infinite, in case there's a push on that date, or if it comes really late, like a lot closer to Christmas, because that's technically still holiday season. So I could see them releasing the multiplayer at the beginning of December or late November, and then see them releasing the actual story or the rest of the game a little bit later.
Guys,
I think it will be day and date. I think they'll be the same.
Guys, I could see them. I think it's going to be day and date also, but I could see them releasing multiplayer on Call of Duty Day.
Yo, that would be
a free to play Halo multiplayer.
Dude, how sick would that be?
Versus a pay to play Call of Duty game.
You know, all the OG Xbox boys are playing Halo.
Yeah, I mean, not only pay to play, you got your OG crowd going in the free Halo, but not only pay to play as well, like it's $70 if you own the new consoles,
Right.
Like
Oof,
for Call of Duty. So,
Right.
yeah,
That's a big check right there.
Good call. So,
Oh, these kids don't know what check is. That's a big amount of money.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, that would be the ultimate troll. That would ensure that Activision stays with Sony for Call of Duty, like console exclusive.
Oh, forever.
Releases and stuff like that. But yeah.
It'd still be pretty funny.
so I've heard Game Pass is a good deal.
Yeah.
I heard PlayStation Game Pass. That's a thing, right?
No, there's a
Play Pass?
PlayStation
Next news.
game on Game
Next
Pass.
news. Yeah,
Next order
MLB.
of business. Pokemon Go. There's been some changes that have sparked the community's backlash. When COVID hit, Pokemon Go, it's a game, if you know it, it's one where you walk around, catch Pokemon, and it's in your environment. So you walk around, and they've mapped out Pokemon into your world. Well, with COVID, there's been some restrictions on movement. So Pokemon Go is like, hey, in order to make this a little more fun to play while you're stuck inside or stuck wherever you're at, if you're working still, then we're going to increase the ability of you to move around in one position. We're going to increase the effectiveness of certain things. We're going to make this game a little bit more playable during COVID. And now that COVID is waning, they plan on taking that away. Actually, might be to the date of this recording. I think it was June, end of June, that they were planning on doing that. So the community is a little upset that this is happening because most of the improvements they made were great for the game. They made the game a lot more fun to play, more playable. I don't know if you guys play Pokemon Go. I play it a little bit. It's the only game I have downloaded on my phone. And they're taking away all that. So what do you think? Good? Bad? Okay? Deal with it? It's only going back to how it was before. What are your opinions?
Yeah, I don't. I haven't played Pokemon Go in a long time, so I don't know these changes, too well. But I will say that even if COVID wasn't a thing, let's even knock COVID out of the park. What I have heard about these changes that they made to Pokemon Go for accessibility is key,
good
right?
point.
Cicero, please inform me correctly. Who's the guy who runs Able Gamers?
Steven Soderbergh.
Yeah, so Steven on Twitter.
Steven Spawn, not Steven
Spawn. Steven Spawn.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
So Steven, I follow him on Twitter, and I've seen his posts about Pokemon Go specifically and how these changes, even though they were specifically for COVID, they helped him access that game in a like an infinitely better way because of these changes that they made. So I think this is bad for accessibility specifically. Secondly, yeah, COVID might be waning as Jelly said, but like there are still people taking it very, very seriously who might love and play Pokemon Go. So I mean, I really do think that the backlash is warranted. So,
Sister, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that they are trying to. A lot of times, what we do as humans is we try, and especially as Americans, we try to overcorrect and be defiant in the face of adversity to prove that we're better than the thing, right? And in this case, it happens to be COVID, and I think that what they're trying to do is show that we can get ourselves and we can get the state of our game back to where it was both in the before times, right? Like, and we can show that everything is back to normal now. And that doesn't really reflect reality, right? If it is a hope for a false reality instead of dealing with the new version of reality, which is we've got to make some different concessions. We've got to do some different things, and we've got to take the time, as Mike was already saying, to really think about how our changes, what the benefits our changes created, because we didn't realize, no one realized how how these changes were going to aid people that had accessibility issues, and really help to include them in playing this game that so many millions of people loved and enjoyed and became obsessed over. And so I think once they take those things away, they'll start to hear the cries of the people that have lost something as a result of the thing that they've taken away. And they'll also hear the people lament, even some people that were in the crowd of, oh, yeah, I'm happy that those things are coming back. You'll hear from them some of the creature comforts that they've enjoyed as a result of the changes that they didn't even realize that they were going to be losing as a result of them trying to revert it back. And then we'll get it a reversion back, and then we'll get some hybrid version that marries the two.
Yeah, ideally. Ideally, there's some change back to how it is or how it was before the update. Because I think as of this recording, and when you guys are hearing it, I think that they've changed it back to pre-COVID, the pre-COVID edition. If they have, just kind of double check on Google. But I know for sure there are 2 petitions going around online, one on Reddit, one on change.org. If you have a minute and you want to go help support that, especially for those who have accessibility issues, I think the one on change.org has like 77,000 signatures and is growing. But feel free to head over and help your friends who want to play the game like they were during this time where they were stuck inside, or for those who have permanent disabilities or accessibility issues and who are enjoying playing it for the first time or playing it with ease, made it more enjoyable and playable. Think about them, and maybe think about just signing up and seeing if we can't get was it Niantic, I think, to change it back.
Jelly, remind me after the show. Let's put that in the show notes. Let's put those links in there for our listeners. Go straight down there. So
awesome. Well, with that, we're moving to rapid fire.
Oh my! He's on fire!
You guys ready?
I'm
bang, bang.
So fast.
Just the fastest. All right, here we go. I'm going to read this with incredible speed. BioWare reveals the fate of the planned Mass Effect movie, but says maybe the movie dying off is good, and right now TV shows are kind of a hit. So, Mike, as someone who's playing Mass Effect right now, do you think that the death of the movie may lead to the birth of a TV show here?
Yeah, I mean, it's video game Star Trek, right? Like, I mean, it would be a brilliant TV series. Us three have even had this conversation about just like how good certain properties are working in TV shows. Mandalorian, like Star Wars. Like,
episodic format is killing
episodic
right
format.
Now.
It's killing and it's doing well. Yeah, Mass Effect would be great. I mean, Star Trek's great. Mass Effect video game Star Trek.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right, Assassin's Creed Valhalla director is joining EA Motive. He quit, retired, said adieu, bid farewell, but he has left, and he's joining EA to work on an unannounced game. Cicero, just some thoughts. What do you think it'll be? Is this awesome? Is this great? Is Valhalla amazing? I haven't played it. What do you think?
Well, look, I mean, it's always great when talented people are able to get a chance to go and do something else, right? But I don't know. I can't even begin to think of what this unannounced game could be. I'm not even going to attempt to speculate. But I've seen I've seen these things happen before. And I sat and I speculated, and we There was a time when there was a Star Wars property announced by EA, and then a very prominent writer from a different company was brought over to EA, and then it was confirmed that very prominent writer was working on this Star Wars EA property, and then nothing happened, and then the whole game was scrapped.
Yeah, they canned it.
Right, so like, I'm not gonna put myself through that. Like, I'm an old man. I don't want to play with my emotions like that anymore. So yeah,
could be good, but also
it could,
definitely not
I hope
that
they're able to do something. And who knows what this guy's like, what's in his head, because he made this Valhalla game. Like, he was the director on the Valhalla game, but maybe that was a job. Like, he's really talented and he was doing his thing, but like, maybe his idea of the perfect game isn't a third person open world action RPG. Maybe it's a dance game, or some rhythm game or something like that. Who knows?
I like that speculation, even though you were going to do a dance or a rhythm game. Let's see it, EA. What you got? All right, Mike, Xbox could get a new Killer Instinct game. Did you ever play the originals?
Of course. Killer Instinct Gold on Super Nintendo. Man, I loved it.
Super Nintendo. Nice. Okay. All right. I played it on 64.
Oh, yeah, you play it. Yeah, that's...
KI-64.
No, Super Nintendo is way better. That version is way better. Yeah, I kid you not.
Dang,
honest to God.
All right, Scout's Honor, I see it. All right. Cicero, Nintendo is giving Forever Entertainment a significant, and I'm quoting here, for those watching, I did the air quotes, you're welcome, but a significant financial support to publish more Switch games. What do you think this means?
There'll be more Switch games.
I'm in the
There'll
broader
be games,
picture. Do you think
people will buy them?
Do you think they'll be developing games? I know that was it Forever Entertainment has made a deal with Square Enix. Do you think they're going to do some Square Enix games? Do you think they're going to be porting them over to the Switch? What are you looking forward to out of this giant financial support that
there will be more Switch games.
Good answer.
The one thing there won't be is a better online service for that console.
Fair. They need to
that wasn't even
talk
the
to
question.
Xbox about that. It was not the question, but it is the answer.
Yeah.
Nintendo, talk to Xbox, figure out how to do online services. I mean, come on. Their online is atrocious.
Speaking of, I think I need to renew my Switch Online because I want to play Super Metroid.
Kind of
Whatever.
worth it ish.
They rip me off every year for $20 or $30, and
we should get the family plan, guys. We could be families.
Oh, the three of us? The three of us, we'd be a little 90s perspective. I like it. You heard it right there. Everyone, keep us accountable. Let us know.
There you go.
By the way, since Jelly skipped me so quick, I believe NetherRealm should do the Killer Instinct game. Creators of Mortal Kombat. So
okay. They're not going to put your characters in the mic. I know you're obsessed with Mortal Kombat now because of Mortal Podcast. Shout out to Mortal Podcast. You guys are awesome. Mike's addicted. But they won't be in there.
They retweeted a tweet I did the other day.
Nice. I told you he's yep, right there. Proof. This means it's time for Test Your Might.
Test your might.
Oh, it's been a while.
That pause was perfect.
It's been 2 episodes. Like, are you kidding me?
It's been too long. And we know the listeners missed it. So, listeners, viewers, this is for you.
Let's go.
All right.
So
PlayStation has
it.
PlayStation, that's not. We do it anyways. Let's be real. We like it too much. PlayStation has yet to announce their next state of play, but what is the headliner going to be? So this is kind of like we've done in the past, kind of biggest surprise, biggest announcement, the headline, like what is it going to be? Now, we've got 2 OGs on here tonight. So how do we decide who goes first? Obviously, you guys are going to pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm holding it up on my fingers right now. So pick a number. Whoever's closest gets to go first.
All right, go ahead.
8.75.
I can't hold that up on my fingers, but I like it. Cicero, what you got?
6.
Cicero wins. All right, Cicero. What is the biggest headliner going to be at the State of Play?
The biggest headliner at the State of Play is Horizon One Dawn. Whatever
The sequel to Zero Dawn. I like it.
Whatever the name of that knucklehead game is going to be, it's going to be the next big Sony exclusive that's set to release, and that happens to be that game. Right?
Horizon One Dawn.
Right, but the game that everybody will be talking about is God of War Ragnarok.
All right, Mike.
So which one are you arguing? So
He asked the one question, which was what's going to be the headline, right? Like the headline.
What is the headliner? The big announcement.
Not the
opening thing. I feel like
right. So the opening thing, right? So the
what
opening
is the
thing
question
isn't
now?
right. It's not necessarily the headliner. So the opening thing is going to be this One Dawn, Horizon One Dawn. But the big thing, the main event, is God of War.
Okay, Mike. Interpret my question however you want.
I'm going bald already. I don't need you guys making me pulling out the hairs to make it go quicker.
I won.
No, you didn't. So similar to what a lot of people want from Ubisoft, they want that big screen, little bit of black, and then you got the green eyes that just pop out.
Okay.
And they they want the Splinter Cell stuff. Well, Sony's not going to do Splinter Cell, obviously, because it's not Ubisoft, right? But what would be the biggest, most surprising, most amazing announcement? They brought a certain raccoon back. A little Sly Cooper.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of the hugest sorry listeners.
Trump. What's up?
It is midnight.
It's
11:30.
Huge Guardian hands.
One of the hugest. Got this deep off the rails. One of the biggest announcements. One of the biggest discourses right now around Sony is that there's no love for some of their older mascots. Like Ratchet and Clank is getting games. Who else? Like, where the heck is Jack and Dexter? Where the heck is Sly Cooper?
I heard they're remaking Spyro, right? All the Spyro games.
No, that's already been done. All right. Anyway, I see the clip coming, black screen, but then just like cutouts of like a small mask, and then they announce Sly Cooper's coming back, the slyest of all the Slys. He is Sly Cooper.
He's a sly guy. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, great argument.
Sly
I loved it
Cooper
right
the
there. Cicero, you took that one. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It was a hard fought. Mike, you didn't sell me. What I wanted to hear was
he literally said God of War Ragnarok. He didn't say anything else.
he said
That's going to be the thing that people are going to be talking about. They're not going to. I mean, like,
yeah, horse noises. Hear that?
right? Exactly.
Great argument.
God of War Ragnarok.
Pretty sure my
You're gonna be
2-year-old
like, hey,
had
you
that
see that?
argument
Did you see
earlier
that?
today.
Did you see that argument? Did you see that God of War Ragnarok?
He's trying. It's failing now. Speaking of Ratchet and Clank,
Which pair of headphones got all the spit there?
Yeah, right. The ones I'm giving to you.
Dang it.
there we go. Good answer. See, that's why he won right there. Boom. All right. Fight harder. That's what I'm saying. Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank
He said
developer,
nothing.
is working on a multiplayer project. What should this game be? So, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank developer is, I'm blanking on it, but I remember it.
Insomniac.
Thank you, Insomniac Games. Working on a multiplayer project. So, this is your pitch. Pitch time. Think about it for just a second while I ramble on, and listeners, listen to me ramble. Ramble. Okay, you had enough time. So, what is this multiplayer project going to be? Now, Cicero, you won the last argument. Would you like to go first or second on this one?
Oh, no, I go second because I went first in the last one. There you go.
Perfect.
Even
Mike,
though I've already got the answer.
what is this amazing Insomniac Games multiplayer game going to be?
Sly could no, I'm just kidding.
Thieves in disguise. Gotcha.
One of the things that Sony has is a plethora of they have a plethora of properties. They have a lot of cool, really cool characters, and also mechanics within each of the games that they have in their first party pantheon. So I mean, you got Uncharted, Sly Cooper, you got Ratchet and Clank, you got Spider-Man, you got all these things. So I think Insomniac Games is rebooting PlayStation All-Stars, and they're going to make a multiplayer fighting game. Obviously, PlayStation All-Stars is in vein of Super Smash Bros, basically, but with the PlayStation characters. It's going to be a brawl fest. It's going to be a good fighting game, and I believe that Insomniac Games has the prowess to has the prowess and the development, forte to create an actual fighting game, a good fighting game, similar to Smash, but with a bunch of characters. And now they could add Spider-Man to that. Obviously, the new Ratchet and Clank. They could add Rivet, who is the alternate universe in the new Ratchet and Clank games. The game Rift Apart. Man, they have so many things that they could play with. They're going to reboot PlayStation All-Stars.
All right. Mike says PlayStation All-Stars. Whoa, All-Stars?
All-Stars.
All-Stars.
Cicero, what do you think that Insomniac is going to be coming to you with?
Wait. I got Cicero's argument. Hang on.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a game.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is the Insomniac's multiplayer game going to be?
Well, we've got to think about the power of the PlayStation 5. Right? Keep that in mind as I explain to you what Insomniac is going to do. They are going to take this hardware, marry it with another piece of hardware, and they're going to make some software that makes everybody want the new hardware. That new hardware is PSVR 2, and Insomniac is going to make a Ratchet and Clank themed battle arena shooter, multiplayer shooter for PSVR 2 that will allow people to play in that vibrant Ratchet and Clank world, but you can jump on walls, you can do all sorts of different things playing a multiplayer battle arena, something that people will want to play in VR with other people across the internet. Maybe in your home, you guys can bump into each other and get concussed. Like, all of those things can happen with Insomniac's Ratchet and Clank VR experience, title pending.
All right, Mike, counter argument to Cicero.
Yeah, I got you. Got a couple things that I'd like to first and foremost start off with. First, Sony does not want those lawsuits, man, with all those concussions that apparently you're having playing VR in the same room with another person VR. They're going to get a bunch of lawsuits. It's just not going to be good. Secondly, your argument is flawed because one, nobody could get a PS5 right now. Why would they be developing anything about PS5? Nobody could get it. Secondly, and probably more importantly, because I know what you'll say, oh, this game is like 5 years ahead, people can get a PS5 then. So I know what you say there. So don't worry, I got you for the second point here. The second point there is that you're arguing about something that is going to be totally inaccessible for a lot of people. Now, you're talking about you have to get not only a PS5, you have to get also PlayStation VR 2, as well as on top of that a $60 or $70 game to go with that. So you're talking about maybe like almost a $300 investment on top of the PS5, Whereas at least my new game, PlayStation All-Stars, it's going to be accessible. It's a fighting game. Everybody plays Smash, even though there's obviously the upper echelon of people who can play Smash and just destroy you. They're playing in tournaments and stuff. It's still as accessible as Smash is. Smash is just as accessible as PlayStation All-Stars would be. I mean, you could just jump in and have fun, and only for $60 or $70. Like, I think your game is just too inaccessible, my friend.
Cicero,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's all well and good. You think the game is too inaccessible. The whole point of the game is to sell systems, is to sell hardware, is to be the thing that you have to have, not a thing that, oh, it's available, that's cool, I'll go and pick it up for the piece of hardware that I already have. No, it's got to be, oh, I must have that. Oh, I must spend additional money to make sure that I have the hardware to play this thing. This experience seems so cool. I trust this developer implicitly because they have been making great games for decades. I'm going to play this game in this experience that I really haven't had before. And now I understand why people are excited about VR. You need a thing to drive people to the product, right? To the experience. So this is what Insomniac is going to be tasked with, is making VR viable for the PlayStation masses. And if they can put together a piece of hardware, a piece of tech that is affordable enough, and then give you software to help justify why you're going to go out and spend the hundreds of dollars, that is definitely going to be for that hardware, then you say, yes, I will do that because the game is just that good. And that's why it's better than that. Also, again, it's Insomniac. You don't waste Insomniac on a multiplayer beat 'em up.
You also don't waste Insomniac on a VR exclusive.
Oh no, when you want to sell VR hardware, you absolutely get a development house that will produce software that will justify people having to spend the money on the hardware. You don't get crappy software houses to make games, or unproven ones to make games for hardware that you want to sell. You get people
Valve made
you get
Half-Life Alyx for VR, and people still didn't buy VR because of that.
Well, yeah, because it was PC. They already had their VRs to play Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, but I'm saying that people are still not investing into VR like you think Insomniac can make them do.
Well, if Sony is investing in VR, then what they need is a software house on their team to make software that will get people to invest in VR.
Whatever.
I mean, because I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about Half-Life Alyx and Valve. Like, I get it, but like, what are you gonna do if I'm already spending the money to make the VR headsets? Then I want a good software development team to make software that'll make people want to buy the headsets.
No, I hear you on that. I just don't think they're going to utilize Insomniac to do that.
Maybe. Well,
all right.
Who better?
I think Cicero's right. I think if you're going to get a developer to push hardware, they have to be great. I think if they were going to pick anyone, Insomniac would be a great choice. However, I don't think Insomniac will be creating a VR simply to push hardware, especially because the hardware itself wasn't, the original PS VR wasn't that big. I know you need a good one to sell it. I think the game that the game that they would be making will be All-Stars, the brawler. I think it would be good for PlayStation to have something for everyone to play. And I think that if you're going to get a dev house in there who's super good at doing what they do by their past, we have Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank, 2 amazing games, or franchises, because there's technically more than one game. But I think that they would be more likely. Also, I think that Mike hit you back pretty hard with not being able to get the systems, not being able to make the hardware, not being able to get the hardware, having to pay a premium for all of it. I think his arguments were stronger. That being said, your arguments as to why they would need a good dev house to get someone to buy that.
No, Cicero's right.
100%. You need a good developer to get people interested in moving into that.
See, Cicero's so slick, man. He's just so slick. Like, he's just got great arguments. I'm just happy to sneak one in. Sneak one in.
You know, I still contend that Insomniac is I'm not gonna say that making PlayStation All-Stars is beneath them, but like,
but he's saying they're too good.
I kind of am. Like, I kind of am saying, like, oh man, like, that's you use them to make, like, they made the only two of the 3 next gen games that are out right now are Spider-Man Miles Morales, even though it's available on the PS4, is Revenant or whatever that is, and Ratchet and Clank. 2 of those games, Returnal, yeah. 2 of those games, people are saying, well, especially Ratchet and Clank, since it's really a next-gen game, that you buy a console to play that game. And Spider-Man was a game that I'd personally say, and I think you would agree, you buy a console to play that game.
Yeah.
I would never say that I would buy a console to play PlayStation All-Stars.
Nor would I, but I was thinking of a multiplayer game.
It is a solid multiplayer game.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh. Just yanked on my microphone and it hurt my ears. Dang.
Oh.
Sorry, listeners. All right.
Well,
next
just
argument.
yours.
Oh, perfect. As long as it's just me. Square Enix reportedly co-developing a Final Fantasy IX animated series. We've done these arguments before, so I hope you guys are ready. What beloved game needs to become our next favorite animated series? And this can be geared towards children, or it can be a bit of a mature audience series. But it needs to be animated, and it needs to be based on a video game. And it can be any video game. So, Mike, you were the winner of the last round. You may either
Cicero's
go first or pass it off.
Cicero's going first.
Well, we got a nice little back and forth thing going on here. All right, so Cicero, what is the next animated great from a game that we all love? Could be just you love, but what do you think?
Oh man, so I was gonna go with Halo Reach. But I feel like that's not fair because there has been animated Halo material before. So like, how do we feel about that? Like that's kind of like
if
redundant,
you can
right?
Make it new. I mean, if it's not based on anything.
Yeah, like there's plenty of space for new stuff, right? You know what? The hell with all this stuff. I think they actually have done this, but a series, Deadscape. All right.
Deadscape?
Deadscape.
Yes.
Before we hear more, Mike, let's get yours, and then we'll go back to you, Cicero, for a synopsis of what your series will be.
Should I argue Infamous again, like I did like months ago? You said it could be for a mature audience.
Right.
This is geared towards children or mature audiences.
I said Deadscape. Dyslexia took over. Dead Space is what.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like,
Yes.
I've never heard of a Deadscape before.
Yes. It was all the same letters.
I'm gonna choose Psychonauts.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Cicero. So Deadscape.
Yes. Dead Space.
I almost did the same thing.
Yes.
Dead Space. Is it for kids, for mature audiences, and what is it about?
Oh, it's definitely mature.
For kids.
Kids, yeah.
Yeah. It is for kids that you watch all the time. You put on a watch list.
My goodness.
Yeah, Dead Space is it's almost like a mix between an alien film and just like survival horror action movie. You're on a ship, you run into this derelict, you're like an engineer, you run into this derelict ship that you go and you try and salvage, and there's weird things that are happening, and you've got to kind of construct your weapons to save yourself through this. As a result, you uncover more and more information about what happened on this ship, and then you go off, and the series is about you unraveling the mystery that is much deeper than you could have ever imagined. All the while being either chased or infiltrating these places with the dead spaces.
Sounds like a game that I would not play, but maybe a series I would watch. Before we get a little bit more on that, Mike, Psychonauts original, Psychonauts 2. Is that another coming out?
I've never played 2, so I'm going to be arguing the original. So, I mean, the 2's not out, Jelly.
It's not out, I know.
Listeners, if you don't know what Psychonauts is, first and foremost, subscribe to Game Pass. We are not sponsored by Game Pass, but subscribe to Game Pass and just try it out. Secondly,
If they want to
it's
sponsor
like
us, they
$1. It's like $1 for like 3 months or something. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Anyway, if you don't know what Psychonauts is, basically you are following a psychic named Raz, who is he goes to a psychic camp basically, and he is developing his skills to become a psychonaut. The psychonauts are teams of people that they go into the minds of other people to kind of help them with their issues, like help them with their depression, their anger, their stuff like that. So it is an adventure platformer game where you're Raz, you're a psychic, you have certain abilities, and you go into people's minds and kind of solve their problems, which I believe would be a really cool animated kids show, even potentially, because me and Jelly, we were talking about this the other day. Magic School Bus would take you on an adventure, not necessarily into people's minds like Psychonauts does, but to your scientific environments, right? That's what Magic School Bus would do. Whereas in Psychonauts, you can create. You would have the ability to create so many stories because there's so many things that go on in people's minds, and you have this team of theoretically superheroes basically that are going around and solving mysteries in people's minds, and you have this really cool kid show of following superheroes that just help people, and I think it would be a good nurturing show. And even though the game is written by Tim Schafer, there is a little bit of crude humor in there, but what kids show nowadays doesn't have crude humor at some point, to be honest? I think it would be make a really good show.
All right, Cicero, back to you.
Yes.
Dead Space,
What more do you want? You're gonna get CG animation. You're going to get top-notch voice acting. You're going to get a really good score. You're going to get some intrigue, some mystery, action, tension, a little bit of horror, some jump scares, and you're going to get space.
Coladas.
You're going to get you're going to get the vastness and the solitude, the claustrophobic nature of space at the same time. Yeah. So I mean, I think Dead Space is perfect. It's perfect to wind up on HBO Max as an HBO Max animated feature or series or something to that effect, or heck, Paramount Plus or Peacock. They're always looking for something to watch. Something to draw people in. There you go.
All right, Mike. There you go. Any last things on yours before I make a decision?
Yeah, man. I think one of the cool things with Psychonauts is that it has a pretty unique animation style to the video game, and so I think you can roll with another unique animation style. No CGI here, I don't see. I see maybe like a Rick and Morty, that kind of like style of animation that's just a little weird, because Psychonauts is weird. That animation, those character designs are weird. You need a weird animator behind it, and so I mean, you are going to be going on adventures, solving mysteries that are helping people with their thoughts, with with their issues, and I think that'd be a really cool series. I mean, you can even throw in some stuff with like autism and stuff like that, where the Psychonauts are like maybe just going on an adventure to learn more and to see what other things they could do. They could help in the real world to teach people how to deal with those things too. So yeah, I see it as a really cool animated show.
Okay. I like both of these. I'm not going to lie. So I would absolutely watch both of these shows. I'm not one for horror, but the idea of an animated kind of space thriller, I do love thrillers, is fun to me. And the fact that it's a little bit scarier, a little bit more on the thriller side, rather than the Star Trek side or the Stargate side, like those things, which are mostly little action things. I think I want to watch that one more than Psychonauts. So I'm going to give Cicero the W here. But I want to say something about yours, Mike, because yours sounds like an amazing show. The only thing that I was looking for that you didn't say, which you kind of hinted at, was I think this would be an amazing platform to remove the stigma of mental health and wellness and remove that stigma around it, and for people to feel a little more comfortable. I was hoping that you were going to say that, which you got. I
kind of did at the end. Just saying.
Yeah.
Cicero, Cicero said the word space like 5 times in a row. I'm just saying.
Well, that's so I could remember not to say scape.
No, his I don't know. His sounds very exciting and riveting, and like it's going to grab my attention. And
you wouldn't like it, man. I'm just telling you.
Oh, you wouldn't like the game.
I know your taste.
I wouldn't like the game. But I might like the animated series.
Yeah. We'll see about that when it gets made.
And I might be able to convince my wife to watch it with me because that's right up her alley. Space thriller.
Don't get it confused with Deadscape though.
Right.
Gotcha.
Coming this fall.
But no, Psychonauts would be cool. And also, I was hoping that you'd choose Invader Zim as the style because that's what it always reminded me of.
Yeah. Psychonauts and Invader Zim are.
I mean, similar. I think Rick and Morty is pretty close to Invader Zim too, right? Yeah, I think it's a little similar.
It's very light and colorful, whereas Invader Zim was like the darker version. I feel like Psychonauts is like a little bit darker. I couldn't think of other
shows. Okay, gosh, space.
I'm just giving you reasons.
The final frontier.
Yes,
as to why I was leaning towards Cicero on that one. But
I also should have said that Dead Space, I believe, already has animated movies.
Has one animated movie.
No Psychonauts stuff.
Psychonauts has 2 animated films.
0.
And comic books. Yeah. All right, Mike, I chose this one for you. You ready?
Sure thing.
Gotham Knights developer seems to be starting work on a brand new AAA title with a track record for DC related content. what is their next, and I forgot to put superhero game going to be. What is the next DC related video game going to be? Because it has to be DC related. Now, Cicero, you won.
Yes.
You going first or second? Are we
I'm
handing it
going
off
second.
again? You going
Handing
second?
it off.
So, Mike, who are we seeing? Which DC hero or villain? Oh, I shouldn't say hero, just hero. Which DC character are they going to highlight in this next game?
I want to go one route. First of all, why are you working on another game when Gotham Knights isn't even out? Like, I want that game. Get it out now. Anyway, I want to go one route, and I still think I'm going to stick with it, even though I believe it's a little saturated at this point. But I still want to argue it. I recently started watching the Harley Quinn show, and they should make a Harley Quinn game. Man, that show is funny. It's kind of outrageous. It's definitely mature. And I think it would make a really good video game. I mean, you could follow Harley Quinn, and even just having the ability to play, maybe Joker himself is the big bad in the game. Like, not even Batman we're talking about, but Joker himself, who Harley Quinn has always been in his shadow, right? Like, she's always been, oh, Mr. J, falling in love with him. And then in this show, she literally breaks up with him. And, you know, I think it would be really cool if Joker is the villain even in that video game. And then you have the ability to throw in Poison Ivy, who eventually becomes Harley Quinn's lover. You could throw her in as like a side character that you could play as, kind of like the Arkham games, where you could play as Robin, or you could play as Nightwing in some instances, even Catwoman. You could do that. You could do that as well in this with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and just basically not necessarily like always like trying to fight Batman or something like that, or just trying to get away from Batman, but like some of the antics that Harley Quinn gets in on this show are just wild, and be fun to have that in an interactive experience. So I'm going to Harley Quinn, specifically that based on that DC show. So
all right, Cicero, what DC related content will they be working on next over there?
Before I say my show, may I say bravo, Mike, because that was killer. That was really good. Everything you said about the Harley Quinn show is correct, and having a game with Harley Quinn makes sense. Female protagonist, very outside the box. You can have her as a villain, right? Her as this, you know, this kind of anti-hero with the Joker being the big bad. That's all of that stuff is awesome. Unfortunately, what they're going to be working on instead of that is a Green Lantern game, and we are going to see the Green Lantern Corps through the eyes of the newest Green Lantern, who happens to be a young woman. I forgot her name. What's the
But we'll find it here in a second, listeners. Don't even worry.
Yeah.
In case you were. I know you weren't. But
don't you fret.
Yeah. But you can play as the new Green Lantern, but in the core, and I don't know if you guys remember the Green Lantern television show from a few years ago. They did a great job of introducing the other Lantern Corps. Mm-hmm. So you had the Red Lanterns and the Purples and the Blues and the Yellow Lanterns. So I think that the version of what you'd wind up with this game incorporates all of the lanterns in different respects. And you may wind up teaming up with some of those lanterns to face one of the other Lantern Corps.
Okay. All right. Mike, a little bit more? Or
Yeah,
maybe you
I
want to
mean,
hit back against that? You choose how you want to argue. I'm not going to tell you how to do it.
I don't know. Like, Green Lantern, I think, would be a fun game. I think Green Lantern definitely deserves it. So I'm not going to necessarily knock his game, but I do believe that Harley Quinn just has a lot of weapon development that you could also do with it. Like even in this first episode, she starts off with her hammer. You could start off with that, and then you could gain different weapons throughout. Like she starts off with her hammer in the show, but also switches over to a baseball bat as well in the very first episode. So I think you have that weapon customization there as well. I think with Harley, you also have the ability to have a bunch of different skins as well in the game, free of charge, of course. Free DLC. We don't do microtransactions over here, and
you sure
so
about
no, I'm actually not sure at all. There's definitely a premium price.
I bet you're paying for those. That's all
No,
I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, there's been a bunch of costumes, so you could do some skin DLC. I think that'd be really, really cool as well. But also you have the one thing that Green Lantern doesn't have, I guess. I'll knock it a little bit, I guess. Sorry. The one thing that Green Lantern doesn't have is the Rogues Gallery, right? Batman has so many recognizable and iconic villains that you can utilize well in this game. You could go on missions with other Rogues Galleries. You could team up with them. Or maybe, as you're saying, Lantern Corps versus Lantern Corps, maybe Harley Quinn has her own gallery behind her that is going to take down Joker and his posse and the people who are on his side. Maybe it turns out to be like this gang war, like Harley versus Joker. Harley is going to come out on top. She's no longer in the Joker's shadow. Joker ain't got nothing on Harley.
All right. Back to you, Cicero.
I mean, he says they don't have the Rogues Gallery. Yeah, you don't have. There's no Calendar Man. There's no Penguin. There's no, Killer Croc. But you've got 9 different Lantern Corps. Right, and the name that I was thinking of was Jessica Cruz. There was also a new Lantern, Sojourner.
Mullane.
Yeah, Sojourner something.
Mullein.
Right.
For all
Yeah.
you people who are good with names.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Chris Clow. But anyway, I was thinking of Jessica Cruz, and yeah, that would be awesome to have that. But you have the Lantern Corps. You have 9 different Lantern Corps, some of whom are just naturally inclined to be aggressive and or antagonistic. So they can definitely be adversaries at certain points, but as you see in the television show, even they wind up working with the your prototypical heroes in the show, because there are bigger big bads than even them. And so you can have that dynamic in this Green Lantern game because of just the nature of who they are. And then you can have different planets with dictators and different things. There's so many different scenarios that you can kind of invest yourself in as a result of being with the Green Lanterns, as opposed to just being stuck in this Rogues Gallery from another hero. They're not even her baddies. They're other people's baddies.
All right. I like what I've heard. I think I'm playing Harley Quinn, and just like usual, I'm hoping Green Lantern's good. I want it to be good. We always want it to be good. It stabbed us in the back too many times to count now. There are some great ones out there, specifically in the animated universe, but that's the only place they exist. In comics, sorry. Not to offend comic book people there. Comics
Sorry,
are always
Chris Kyle.
probably the best. sorry, Chris. We do love you. I mean no harm. So yeah, from the comics, you get the best content. Animated series follows it up. After that, I feel like they fall flat. I'm gonna play the Harley Quinn one. I think everyone's looking for that Harley Quinn one. I think that sounds like a great game. The fact that Batman isn't the bad guy and ends up being the Joker, awesome twist. Love that. The fact that you can kind of jump in, jump out from different characters, awesome playability. There's weapon stuff, there's outfit stuff. You kind of ticked all the boxes, Mike. Wasn't super hard choice. I really want Green Lantern to be good. That's where I'm at with that one. Because who doesn't want Green Lantern to be good? It's such a great story, and they need to get it right eventually on some format that isn't just in a book for us to read. Game or movie would be great.
Yeah, the short-lived animated series was very good.
Yeah, it was good. I think that is on HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out.
Yes, yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
We've got a blind fight, gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
Which means that you didn't get to see it, and I got to make it up.
Blinded by the fight.
Exactly.
Cicero with them
Wrapped up
pipes, dog.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
In 4-second increments.
Now, for the blind fight, we do it the same way we've done everything else. Mike, you won that one. So, Cicero, you get to choose. You ready to
I
hear the
thought
question?
Mike is what?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Mike,
Thanks.
you get to choose.
Okay.
First or second. And
I'd choose that Cicero gets to choose.
All right.
Mike, you have to choose before the question's read.
Okay, I'm going
switching it up.
first. I'm going first.
Okay.
All right. So, River, the real-life dog that inspired Fallout 4's dog meat, has passed away. So, begs the question, what's better, dogs or cats?
Neither, because I'm
Yeah,
allergic
we're
to
having that
both.
argument.
I don't know.
Is
I'll
that
say
your official answer? Because I'm going to Cicero.
I don't know. I'll say cats. I grew up with cats. I wasn't allergic to them until like after high school. Or I was always allergic to them, and I just got so used to the one cat that we had until we got a dog, and then yeah. Anyway, I'm going with cats. They are low maintenance. I don't have to walk them. They could go potty themselves. Yeah, cats. Not to be confused with that horrendous musical, but cats.
I still haven't watched that movie.
I
I really want to watch
I've
that
never
movie.
watched it, but
I really want to watch that movie.
All right, Cicero.
Yeah. Yes.
Why are dogs better? Because Mike took cats. You're automatically
yeah,
on dogs.
because Mike took cats. Look, dogs are better because dogs can do tricks.
dogs.
And, yeah, and
Remind me to tell you.
yeah,
the
you
Peter
can
Luger story.
yeah. So you can walk your dog. When you come home, your dog gets excited.
Can he just win
And
because he's
it
saying
wags its
dog
tail.
like that?
And your dog, if your dog licks your face, it doesn't hurt like when a cat does it.
Oh, but I like that actually.
So yeah, you like just getting your face scraped.
I mean, it's exfoliating.
So just rub that sandpaper
Just like scratches
right,
like,
just
yeah,
across your face. Yeah, let's see. Why else are dogs? Dogs are awesome because dogs are awesome. They're dogs.
All right, Mike, counterpoint.
I'm
got nothing. He's laughing too
I'm laughing too much.
Can't even get a word out.
Yeah, but see, cats here, they don't take any crap from dogs, dude. Like, dogs ain't got nothing on cats. They just look at them. They're just like, I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna show you my butt, and I don't care. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's because the dog realizes, the dog's like the older brother. The dog realizes it could mollywop the cat But it's not about that life. It's about like, let's just get along. Let's just, let's do this together. We're both pets in here. We're both here for the long stay. Let's, we can work together. And the cat's about the chaos life.
Why is this dog from Brooklyn?
Why isn't it? Haven't you seen how dogs go to heaven?
Right.
All dogs are from Brooklyn.
The dog just wants to, just wants to hang out, relax, have a good time, enjoy life. Cat wants to create drama and add problems to his life just because it wants some excitement. The dog is just enjoying the life. That's the excitement of life.
I can't believe this was the blindfold.
All right. It was a great fight.
No,
there was a right answer, and Cicero got it. I don't know how Mike chose cats over dogs, but
I've actually always liked cats more. So.
Hey, yeah, I'm a cat guy too.
Okay, they're both wrong. It's so weird.
Yeah, I'm a cat guy too. But I had to choose dogs.
Oh my goodness!
So I won with dogs.
Cats will literally eat you, even if you're still alive. If they're hungry enough, they'll eat you.
Efficient.
They'll eat you while you're still alive.
Efficient.
You know what a dog won't do? Eat you. They'll find you food. They'll get it out the fridge for you. They'll walk down the street and bring you something.
Hey, listen, you weren't a part of the argument, okay? So get out of
here. Cicero, good arguments. I liked them.
Thank you.
Mike and Cicero, I can't believe you both like cats more than dogs. You're killing me. For all you cat lovers out there, I'm allergic, and they're Satan. On to leaderboard.
You're Satan.
See how I did that? Okay, our leaderboard this week is top 5 EA games. So looking into this one, do you guys realize how many EA games there are? Because it's disgusting.
It's almost a third of all the games.
It's so gross. So instead of choosing a genre, which we probably should have done, it's too late now. So what are our top 5 EA games? Cicero, let's start with you.
Top 5 EA games. I get to choose 3.
You get to choose 3.
I'm going to make someone very mad by saying SSX Tricky. I'm gonna make somebody else real mad by saying NBA Street Volume 2.
So you made Jelly mad with the snowboarding one, and then you made me mad with the Street Volume 2. I see you.
That is
I see you.
Yeah.
And now pick one for you. Might as well not steal all of ours.
Oh man. Well, it's hard.
You very well could hurt my feelings twice here.
Oh, wait a minute. No, yes. Oh, wait a minute.
This is an easy choice. Okay, I'll do that.
So then, my final choice makes me happy and may make someone else mad by saying NCAA Football 14.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right. Mike, what are your top 3?
Mass Effect is one. Then we are going, and I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna bring it out.
Got it right here. Slide it in.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. Good one. Good one.
It's not the right one, but it's a good one.
What is the right one?
Hot Pursuit?
No.
2?
Underground.
Underground. How was that even a question?
Don't worry. I got that one too.
There it is. Need for Speed Underground 2. That's the right one.
No, I prefer the story mode in Most Wanted, so that's the one that's going on my list.
Okay. And what was your third one?
My third one, I'm not gonna Jelly. I'm not gonna take it because I know you want it. I know you want it.
You don't know what I want, bro.
I'm gonna think of a different one. You took NBA Street Volume 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike, I probably won't pick what you're thinking of.
Titanfall 2, then.
I've got some. Okay, yeah. I was not going to say Titanfall 2.
Okay, Titanfall 2.
All right.
Like we have mentioned it so many times on this podcast before. If you have not played Titanfall 2's campaign, please go do so. It is one of the best first-person shooter games of all time.
Yes, you've got to fix that in your life.
Do you know what I realized I owned the other day? Oh, it's upside down. I owned the first one. I didn't even know I did. Found it.
Oh, look at that.
How great is that?
Yeah, that game's good. But
it's not Titanfall 2.
It is not. That campaign is not Titanfall 2, but it is good.
All right. It's on to me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm choosing Rock Band.
Ooh.
Is Rock Band an EA game?
It is.
It is an EA game.
It is.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Yes, sir. Boom. I know.
Yeah.
You wish you thought of it, but you didn't. And I did. It's one of their franchises, my friend. You're welcome for that.
There is no way it is published by Electronic Arts. That is dumb.
Yes.
Yo, dang. Rock Band is legit, bro.
Yeah.
Did they do Guitar Hero too?
No. Harmonix did Guitar Hero, but then left Activision and went and did Rock Band with EA.
Yeah, the same creators.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's legit, bro.
And then I'm taking
They pulled a
Skate.
suck at Trebek.
Right.
Skate 3?
Skate 3.
I was going to pick
love.
a skate game, but I
that's a good
chose
call.
not to.
I still play them. They're one of my favorite of all time. I don't think that anyone's done a better skate game. I know Tony Hawk's is amazing, but the two thumbstick and utilizing them to control your feet was like...
No, Skate 3 is great. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Brain breaking. I want to choose Underground 2 so bad just to have us duke it out. And obviously Underground 2 make the list, but I don't think I will. As long as Need for Speed's on there.
I mean, here's the thing. I am cool with Underground 2, and I could switch over to Madden 2005 if you would like me to do that.
Yeah, no, I already know what I'm going to pick. I just want to make it seem like I'm doing EA Sports. It's in the game. And what I'm going back to is Tiger Woods.
Okay. I hear
Tiger
you on that.
Woo.
Because that I might have played more Tiger Woods PGA Tour. Oh, I think the last one I played was like 07 or something like that. He was still on it, so it's still his. Before the whole fiasco. Maybe it was older than that. But I think 2000 was the one that I played the most. And that was back on PlayStation 2 or 3. But so good.
Yeah. Okay.
We've got a top 9. We need a top 5. So let's narrow us down. Cicero, which one has to be on there?
Ooh, oh, man. You know what? Crap. NCAA football has to be on there.
Whoa, okay. Mike.
Can I choose Street Volume 2 from his list?
Right.
You can. We've done that before.
No, I mean, I'm going to choose Mass Effect. Mass Effect has to be on there.
Right.
For sure. One of my favorite games of all time now. So.
And I think I have to have Rock Band on there because, come on, it's like one of the, maybe not the, but one of the greatest like party games ever.
Dude, I mean, not even that, just one of the one of the most pivotal things in gaming history. Bar none. So.
All right. From 7 to 2, how do we do it?
So, man, listen,
6 to 2.
I'm going to argue that my EA Sports big additions, contributions, both belong on the top 5 list.
Both of them.
I would argue
than Titanfall 2, better than Skate 3, better than Need for Speed.
Or what I will say is, in lieu of that, picking one of them and just kind of saying EA Sports big because it is desperately needed today. and then also Need for Speed Most Wanted.
I like that. Although I think it should be Underground 2. Mike, for the listeners, is holding up NBA Street Volume 2, and was that NFL Street Volume 2?
NFL Street Volume 1.
Yeah.
Volume 1, all right.
So I would argue that NBA Street Volume 2 is more pivotal than SSX Tricky. But that's
Sure.
just
I also thought that, so I put it on the list.
okay.
Right.
And we're doing
then-
we're doing Need for Speed Most Wanted. Okay.
I think it should be Underground 2, but that wasn't an option.
Right.
So I'm going with the Most Wanted. They still have most of the same things that all the Need for Speed games have.
I think what makes Most
I
Wanted
love.
even better too is that I think it has a good story, but also it was the first Need for Speed on the 360.
Correct.
So just
Correct.
like having those updated graphics
And it knocked it out the park.
and it knocked it
really
out of the
did.
park. I really think
really
that's what
did.
makes it more special than Underground 2.
Underground 2 didn't even need those graphics. It was already amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing
Tell me
game,
I'm
Johnny.
wrong.
I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying
Could
like
you imagine if they did Underground 3 and brought it to the new systems?
I mean, it's like going from Forza Horizon 2 from the 360 to Forza Horizon 3 on the Xbox One, and then Forza Horizon 4 on the One X with 4K. Like, yeah, it's just a whole different ball game. Anyway,
But if they had kept the same game style, that's what I missed the most about it. I missed the underground scene, tricking out my car, customizing it, the underglow, street racing, drifting, dragging.
So yeah, all of
love
that stuff was really good, but I think Midnight Club did that stuff better.
Oh, Dub Edition. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah,
I own that one too.
yeah.
no,
So-
Dub Edition was great.
Yeah, and while Underground was great, and Underground 2 was even better than Underground, Dub Edition did all of that stuff that was in that game so much better, but no one has done what Most Wanted did.
That's fair.
That's true.
All right. Okay. It's in there. I like it. We have a top 5, ladies and gentlemen, listeners out there, and viewers out there. Our top 5 is as follows, in no particular order, as it always is. We have NCAA football. We've got Mass Effect. We have Rock Band. We chose NBA Street Volume 2 over SSX Tricky, but we need to mention it anyways. And Need for Speed Most Wanted over Skate 3, because I want to mention Skate 3.
And go
I
play
like our top
Titanfall
5.
2. We're mentioning everything.
Right.
They're all good. That's the problem with EA and having thousands of games is there's going to be, I mean, listeners, your favorite game probably got left off. Let us know what it is. We've got a comment section down below on YouTube. We've got all of our socials. Hit us up. We're at the 90s First everywhere. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook even. Let us know. What is your favorite EA title? We want to
you
hear. As for that, gentlemen, that's been the latest episode of Test Your Might. It was a great
Hey,
one.
we did it.
We did the dogs versus cats episode. That's what
Oh
we'll
my
not title it.
That's what we'll
I'm,
not title it.
That's exactly what I said, yeah. All right. That's us signing off. Bye, everyone.
Say hello to your mother for me.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Hi, Mom.